Hey there, it's Raven Scry here to share another crypto reading. This one is requested by Shannon, so thank you, Shannon. Shannon has requested Marvia, Nimiq, and Shiba Inu. Okay, so before we start, this is not financial advice. You always have to follow your own heart and intuition before investing. And if you would like one of these readings, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me via the About page of the channel and the email from there. Okay, enjoy. So the first coin that you've requested is Marvia. Okay, so just connecting in to Marvia's energy now. And the first thing that's coming to mind is like they're showing me like a racetrack, and I'm feeling cars going around a racetrack here, and just to connect more to the scene, it's very sunny, and it's like I ask Spirit to help me to understand this scene a bit, why they've opened with this for Marvia. It's very light. There's light energy, and there's movement here is the way that it comes through. And I ask Spirit, is there anything to add here about the project before we move into looking into the trajectory of it? And Spirit would like to say they're liking this one, they're giving a thumbs up, but they are pointing to somewhat later in some way as being when things really start to take off. It's almost like there's a sense of, it's a nice day and everything's going well at this track here with the car racing, but there's not a lot of people there yet. Now, this could also be mirroring the fact of the market. It's like retail not being fully there yet as well is what comes to mind. So they point to later on, and there being more movement later on. So I'm just going to move, I'm feeling to move to later on of what they're speaking about. Now, it's interesting because it's like I moved to, future trajectory, which I'm not too sure exactly when we're talking. I do move into September. September's come up a lot in these readings that I've been doing as something quite explosive and things going on there, but it's like they move me toward that time, maybe a bit later, and there's just things. It's like things are popping up. It's like there's a sense of me standing there, and things are just jumping up all around me, and it feels like coins popping off. So there's some sort of extreme volatility and excitement in the market, and people making a lot of money, a lot of gains. So in regards to this project Marvia at that time, they're showing it moving up, like they're showing big long spikes up and spikes down, so strong volatility, and it would certainly be important to take profits if you're seeing big gains around this time, taking some, because they're not going to stay up there. They're going to, I'm seeing these big ups and these big downs. But overall, like the energy of Marvia, because it's like they're not really connecting me so much to it. It's like it's a bit sort of missed, or a bit sort of hidden in some way, the energy, or it's difficult to connect to or to find. But in the way that it's not yet developed into what it's going to become. It's like it's new. There's a new element of, it's reminding me of a young child that's growing up, and then you really see what they're like when they're older, but there's this little young, youthful element. But it does have a light energy and positive flow. And Spirit wants to say around this project, they're talking about adoption yet, and like popularity adoption not yet. And I ask, well, is it going to come later? And they say yes, and they show it moving up. And I ask, okay, is it quite soon or is it quite a bit later? Because they kind of push me along and then push me like, it feels more like 2025, but there's these spikes, there's these big spikes up, and it's as if, there's volatility going on, and I can see big pumps, and then things pulling back, and then another big pumps. So I can see that in later 2024 and in 2025. So if it does do big moves, certainly taking profits. But yeah, positive. They don't give me a major strong wow energy with this one, but they just speak subtly to what they have. And I'm just going to leave you with that reading. So I'm going to move along now to Nimiq. And I'm hearing stagnant, and like I'm feeling a pull down. I'm feeling like there's this kind of heaviness with this one. And I ask Spirit, to help me to understand this and give me more understanding of the energy and the trajectory of Nimiq and where we're heading with this project. They're sort of pushing me away from it. They're not coming close. They're not engaging with me here. And I ask Spirit, help me to understand this more. Is there something that you can offer around this project? They just keep saying stagnant. And I ask, well, if we move into 2024, into 2025, is it going to do well? And like they show it moving up, but they show it moving down. They're like it's like it's in comparison to the others, it's not moving as much. It's kind of moving up a bit and then moving down a bit. I'm not getting anything wild or any kind of energy that's really kind of making me excited, or I just kind of get this heavy feeling with it. And this can change, but right now this is where it sits. And I ask Spirit, if they say stagnant, I'm asking, can you give me a little bit more stagnant for this project, Nimiq? No, they're saying too much sell pressure, and it's like it's being thrown away. There's this sense of like it's being, the energy that they show me is like it's reminding me of someone who doesn't really care for something and they just kind of throw it with not much respect. And they're just kind of taking it for granted and throwing it away. Is the energy, is the way that that's speaking to me. So there's some element of it not being taken very good care of or taken for granted in some way. It's like the energy isn't being met or met with a positive energy. It's like it's being sat away from and kind of thrown away. If that makes sense, it's interesting. And I ask, well, is there anything more that they wish to share around Nimiq before we move along? They're just sort of moving me along. Not the time for this one. They want me to move along here. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for Nimiq, and perhaps we've got another couple of minutes for our third crypto, which is Shiba Inu, which many people love and many people have, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to connect into Shib's energy. Look, it's really big. It's a big energy. And of course, we know that it's massive, this coin already, but it just resonates with quite a large, expansive energy. And its connections into places. It's got many connections into... it's like they're showing me an image of the globe, for instance, and it's just like a map of the globe, and then there's just all these little dots and points and connectivity all around the globe is what they're showing me. And I ask Spirit, is there something you wish to share about Shiba Inu and how the project is moving forward? They're talking about success and fun. I get a real sense of joy in my heart. It being lifted, it doing some pretty nice moves. and success. Like there's a joy, there's a lightheartedness around this. Now, although, it's already very massive, so perhaps it can't do as many gains as some of the others. But it's almost like you could be surprised here still. There could be some surprise here, is the way that it feels. And I ask Spirit, what would you like to share around SHIB? What else would you like to share? Larger scale, larger adoption. And they just show me this image of the globe again with all the dots. It's like it's going to be everywhere. And it's like I'm almost seeing an image of SHIB somewhere within normal day-to-day life. Like it's somehow got a wider adoption into everyday life, like into the larger community in some way. It's like it's moved beyond crypto into some other level, into the, I would say the normal community. I don't know, normal's not the right word, but just the mainstream that wouldn't necessarily be crypto focused, let's say. Sort of had this sense with seeing its logo out there amongst the community. So interesting. And as I looked up, I saw an 1111, so Spirit wants to align with that too. Just speak to the numbers as I go. So I'm just going to ask Spirit now the trajectory of SHIB moving further into 2024, into 2025, and I am hearing rocket ship elevation, and actually there's a sense of the velocity when a rocket ship takes off. Like I feel it's reminding me of, when you're in the plane and it's like you're all strapped in and you're ready, and it's like there's an anticipation, and when it's kind of going off the tarmac, it's like, and you're into the air, like this sort of pressure, but there's this extra pressure because it's like a rocket, and it's like in a rocket ship that's going up. So there's a lot of velocity around the energy that they're showing me here for SHIB. And I ask Spirit, what more have you got to share around SHIB? Talking about adoption, growth, interesting synchronicities with other countries. It's like big business. Something is going on with big business and SHIB that's being integrated in some way. Perhaps that's why I'm seeing it in some sort of shops or somewhere that you wouldn't normally see it. In the mainstream, it's like it's got some integration with business, big business, that I'm seeing coming in around it. And they're saying just be careful, though, because there's volatility. There's going to be volatility here. It might be confusing. And I want to say, too, is like there's going to be dumping of SHIB as well. And it's because it feels like whale manipulation. It feels like, okay, we're going to dump this to freak everyone out, and then we're going to pick it up. So it's like a deliberate washout is the way that they're showing it with this one. So that's interesting to keep in mind if that comes along. Now, there's a 101 also that's just come in. It's interesting because around SHIB, we've had the 1111, there's a 101, quite significant numbers. So yeah, if there's a washout of some description, a flush out, whales dumping, just be mindful, because there's interesting things growing and brewing for this project. Okay, I'm just going to ask if they want to give me any more before we close the reading into 2024, into 2025. It's interesting. I'm hearing Israel, which is very weird. A connection to Israel. Now, it's certainly a time that a lot is going on for Israel. So I don't know why this is coming in. I asked for a little bit more understanding of the connection to Israel with SHIB. They're talking about confusion with markets, not knowing which way to go. And it's almost as if it's like being shared for someone in particular. It feels a bit cryptic, but they're just relating to Israel. They're relating to a confusion. They're relating to this dumping in the market and this wider adoption that takes place later on. And this mainstream connection as well. It feels very opposite, very, very wishy-washy. It feels very volatile and extreme and confusing in the energy. But overall, there's big movement going on with the project, and it's going to be integrated into interesting places. So positive, very big resonance with this one too. Okay, I hope you enjoyed those readings. If you've got anything to share, anything to comment about, anything that was spoken about within the readings, please don't hesitate to pop it below. And just let me know how you're feeling about these readings. I know there's been a lot of them, and I probably will round them up soon. I just have done quite a spurt to get us started into this round of crypto, and I will be doing some further readings into more of the larger market and other things to be mindful of and other things that Spirit wishes to share. But this is almost like some sort of foundation that we've begun with. Also, if you'd like one of these readings while I'm still doing them, please don't hesitate to get in contact via the About page of the channel and the email there. I'll see you again soon. Raven Scry signing off.